had lost all control. So I'm getting to the sim. Really hoping everything cooperates here. That was the one thing. I've been having troubles with this internet, and it's a mixed bag. It's like uncertain it'll cooperate with me on a day-to-day basis. So, alrighty, here we go. We're in the first duel. And then my ticker is not wanting to work for me right now, so we'll just have to call the shots minus the ticker. It's just tough part is I even updated all the everything yesterday just to make sure none of this would have happened. And well, whenever you do try to be proactive, sometimes they don't want to cooperate with you. So technology and me have been a running track record of troubles like this. So I apologize, folks. Try one more thing to see if I can get the ticker running. Alrighty, there we go. I got it working now. Had to, there we go. Okay, so crisis averted here. First caution of the first heat. First duel comes here at lap 7. And if we go back, ooh, wow, what the heck? Looks like we had a wreck, but it's at the tail end of the wreck here. There we have the 88. That is Charles Steven spinning out. Here we go. Ooh. So that is what brings out our first caution here tonight. Okay. My technical difficulty strikes are hitting a limit here, and I think we should be back to good. And so yeah, it's good to get them out of the way, get all the gremlins out of the way during the duels before we get into the regular season, the real season of racing. Tonight helps establish the rest of the season from here on out. So this is the first duel. We're 8 laps in. Currently, your race leader is Kenneth Redinger over Matt Parasini, Matt Baines, Jay Stinson, Brad King, Justin Parham, Matthew Fritz, Warren Kyle Keith, Jesse Whittington, Garrett Walden, Chase Greer, Ryan Gomez, Lauren Vincent, George Ledesma Jr., Billy Tidoff, Sharon Hill, Nathan Brazowski, and Josh Hall. Trying to see if any of these drivers at the back have any damage. It doesn't look like. The one that did get in the wreck, though, Charles Stevens Jr., it looks like he's out of the race for the time being. They're getting doubled up for the restart. And here we go. As they get bunched up here. "35 laps it's not a lot of time to get sorted. You're going to kind of want to find your way to the front here pretty quickly, as it's going to be about a 25 lap shootout once the pace car pulls down pit road. As they jockey for position. I'm going to do a brief check real quick because some of y'all are going to want to know this. Qualifying, results from qualifying. It looks like Matt Baines and Justin Parham, your top 2 in qualifying. So they are going to be your top 2. They earned the first row here at Daytona for this weekend. Pretty sure standard rules apply, just like a normal Daytona race. If you get in a wreck, you're going to have to go to the back. So they probably do want to play it safe here in the duel to make sure that they do not scrap that front row starting position. But on the restart here, Matt Baines and Justin Parham are going to restart 4th and 5th. They're in the 2nd and 3rd row. A lot of drivers take that inside line. It looks like the choose cone put a long train on the inside line. They get sorted out pretty quickly, side by side, even on the back half of the field. Kenneth Redinger is leading with Matt Baines in 2nd. Baines would like to go 2 for 2, get the pole position and a dual win. As the cars are getting a little bit unsettled in the background there, you see the number 9 of Warren Kyle Keith get a little bit out of sorts. Really like that Budweiser It's a combo between Casey Kane and Kevin Harvick, two of my favorite drivers. So I'm liking that paint scheme a lot. It's really cool. Casey Kane is a native where I'm born, so Washington native. I always rooted for the Washington guy, whether it was Greg Biffle or Casey Kane. And love that number 9 Evernham font. Well, they're down to 24 laps to go now, as Redinger still leads the race. Matt Bands in second. Brad King now moves up to third. Chase Grier, and now George Ledesma Jr. You see all the sparks flying off the cars. They have these cars set up low to the ground to get as much speed out of them. These next-gen cars, they're modern marvel of aerodynamics. They're built like a tank. These things, they look like Hot Wheels when they're flipping through the air. I mean, that is a well-built car. Almost to the point where it's more dangerous because it's so rigid that when they wreck, the car doesn't really give a whole lot, but still very impressive. Hopefully we don't see any cars flipping through the air tonight. I want to keep all 4 tires on all 19 of these cars glued to the pavement. And we definitely do not want to see a Zane Smith wall ride from anyone either. Daytona, that would be like twice as bad because you're going 200 miles an hour riding the wall. Where at Kansas, he was probably riding the wall at about 150 miles an hour. So still not ideal, but things are getting singled out up front here as Kenneth Redinger, Matt Bands, Brad King, Chase Grier, and George Ledesma Jr. hold the top 5. Ledesma up 11 spots from his starting position, so he started 16th here from qualifying, has climbed up all the way into the top 5. The only other guy to climb as much as he has is Billy Titoff, who's climbed up 10 spots into 7th. So from almost darn near last place up into the top 10. Even though this is not a very long duel, still got some strategies that can pan out here. And I feel like this is kind of the calm before the storm. It usually comes at most tracks, anywhere you race, there's a calm before the storm. And this is no different, especially in a duel. You got these drivers that are kind of waiting their turn. They know that now is not the time to make the move. With 20 laps to go, there's a lot that can happen. You know, you might make the mistake of moving up too early, cause a wreck, or get hung out to dry within the last 5 laps of the race. So to be in the catbird seat is where you want to be. Figuring out what that catbird seat is often the hardest to decipher at these super speedway racetracks. A lot of times the drivers do not like working together, but if you've got teammates out there, you're not alone. That's one thing I can look at right now, is get a idea of whose teammates running with each other. We're under caution here on lap 17. Under caution, but they're still racing back to the line here, it feels like. Alrighty, so let us dig in and figure out what the caution is for. Looks like I can see the 77 already upset right there. Ooh, and he kind of got into the 5 there of Sharn Hill. Hill goes for a ride. That's on the paved spot now, what used to be grass at Daytona at one point in time. Makes it a little bit... Oh, and we do got some airborne carnage going on here. Commentator's jinx may be factored into that one a little bit. I don't want to take full claim of that one, but unfortunately the number 5 gets airborne here in the wreck. Another wreck happening on the right side there with the 67. But yeah, this is just not a good place to wreck. You hit the non-safer barrier section of the racetrack. You go flying through the air like a Hot Wheel. That is what these cars tend to do when they get airborne. And that was the 67 of Matthew Fritz, it looks like. This was a kind of an extension of the wreck there with the 77 of Brzezowski. Slides down the track, loses it. Oh, and then, yeah, that actually had nothing to do with Brzezowski. The 19 of Parham got into the 77 there. Or the 67, my bad. So 4 cars, 2 separated incidents, and we're under caution for the second time tonight. We missed the pit stops during the replay moment there, and looks like your leaders are going to stay the same with Redinger and Baines, King and Grier, and Ledesma, your top 5. Well, with the restart coming up, this will get us into the nitty-gritty here tonight. So they do the choose cone here in the series. As you can see, a lot of folks stay to the bottom. They do not want to go to the high side. With a super speedway, though, I feel like it would be more enticing to take that high line and gain 3 to 4 spots on a given transition here. Yeah, it looks about 50-50 now, actually, where they went left and right. Garrett Walden up into the top 6 here. It's the first time we've seen him up the front. Number 43 Chevrolet. Valvoline colors. And so this is our first duel of the night. We'll get to see a extension with another group. So I was mistaken. It wasn't a duel between 10 and 9. We're going to have 19 and potentially 18 to 20 for that second duel is what I'm guessing here. With 15 laps to go in this one. Your starting position on the main event next week is all dependent on how you finish in this one. And if it's anything like Daytona in real life, you're going to be the odd lane here. So 1, 3, 5, 7, that's going to be the setup here tonight for these 19 drivers. So one spot will be the difference of 2 starting positions. Each spot you gain. Definitely do not want to leave any spots up on the table if you have the opportunity to make that pass. Sharn Hill, after flipping through the air, they have retired. They're going to have to credit with 19th here in duel number 1. Matt Baines gets a good push here from Chase Grier to get the lead. Grier quits him there, goes low, leaves him high, hanging up high to dry. And Chase Grier takes the lead here with 14 laps to go. This is what I was talking about. Getting down to the nitty-gritty now. These drivers, they ain't giving up any ground to any of the others. They're going to be racing nonstop all the way to the finish. The intensity just picked up a little bit. Kenneth Redinger led pretty steadily at the beginning of this race, and now he's going to be fighting a little bit of adversity to get that lead back. He's bump drafting with the 40 of Grier. One of my favorite moments in past NASCAR history on super speedway racing was a moment when Kevin Harvick said he was going to have nightmares about kids eating free if you top 10 at Golden Corral. And yeah, I feel like the 999 there looking at the back bumper of the 40, you could have some fun with that if the bumper gives you some PTSD. All I can see is it says thank you on the back bumper of the 40, and it reminded me of that time that Kevin Harvick had nightmares about kids eat free at Golden Corral. 11 laps to go here in duel number 1. That outside line is starting to heat up a little bit with Josh Hall at the front. Josh Hall has a knack for these super speedway races, so keep your eye on him. That Ford Mustang sporting the Devs trading cards. Dev Sports cards. Outside line's kind of fallen flat at the moment. If they could get, oh, and there's a spin happening, 4th place, that could take out a good chunk of drivers. We'll let them catch up. Man, that was George Ledesma Jr. getting spun there out of 4th place. That's a tough one. So the 79 on the inside line, that is Billy Titoff. And back just a little bit here. I kind of think the 44 cut down. There wasn't quite an opening. He thought there might have been an opening there. And unfortunately gets spun out trying to go for a gap that wasn't there. Oh, the 9 gets a good lick there. Warren Kyle Keith. 31 gets a good lick as well. Not a lot of drivers involved in that one. But for Ledesma, that's a tough break. And so Chase Greer with the lead here. Under caution for the third time here tonight in duel number 1. Kenneth Redinger has had a great run so far tonight. Brad King, Billy Titoff, and Josh Hall, your top 5. Spend a little bit more time under caution here as it'll be 2 more laps to green. And like I mentioned earlier, Matt Baines and Justin Parham with the pole position speed. But that second group of qualifiers we'll see later, I'll have the times to reference. Make sure to see if anyone can beat Baines and Parham. Parham looks like he is sitting 18th right now on pit roads, so there he's just now rejoining the racetrack. They're doubled up for the restart here. You'll have to get caught up to the tail of the field. Alrighty, they are going to strap down for 7 more laps here in the duel. And it's going to get interesting here. There is going to be no give and all take for these final 7 laps to the finish. Wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to see someone outside the top 10 fight their way to the front in the closing segment here. Chase Greer leads them to the restart. Good start from Greer. That was the 79 of Billy Titoff dropping down low, finding that inside lane as soon as he could. And he's making it pay off in droves right now as he's up to 3rd. Drafting with your leaders. Ledesma's dropped back to 15th. I'm sure his car is a little bit wounded from that last caution, so not looking like he's going to have a good finish here at the end. Outside lane is starting to get established here as they're moved up. They're into the top 3, top 4. Side by side with Titoff there. And now they're going to be fighting with 2nd place, Brad King. Greer's going to have some company here for the lead as the 99 of Kenneth Redinger takes back over the top position. Matt Bands and Redinger sticking together. That outside line is not done, though, the 94. Moving into the picture, that's Jesse Whittington, who was just 10th a lap ago. From 10th up to the front. Big push here out of that outside line. From 10th to the lead in the matter of 2 laps. The 94 is going to lead this one by a hair. 5 laps remaining. Nathan Brzezowski's kind of had an up and down day, as well as the 67 there of Matthew Fritz. Matt Bands, your pole setter, your proverbial pole setter. I mean, he's not guaranteed pole yet, and he's wrecking from the front of the field. We're under yellow for the 4th time here tonight. And we'll see how this is going to unfold with one final restart along the horizon. Yeah, it's the 72, unfortunately, getting spun there. Just a push gone wrong, it seems like. And it's going to collect the 77. His day got worse. Nathan Brzezowski's been involved in 2 wrecks here tonight. Fritz involved in that one partially. And I'm trying to get a number on the Rain Energy car. It looks like they were partly involved. That's the 19 of Justin Parham. So there will be 3 attempts through a green-white checkered here tonight. Okay, that's what the back bumper says. It says, "Thank you, Chuck Norris." I've always liked unique back bumpers in race cars. It's usually the one spot that gets overlooked or doesn't get much TV time, because it's one of the things that you see the least of. Usually you see the front of the car, you see the sides of the car, and the roof of the car, but that back bumper, the only person that ever sees that back bumper the most is the guy that's running behind you. And it seems like, you know, it's a spot that you can put some clever little quips on there, and I do like that. The "Thank you, Chuck Norris" is a nice touch there on the number 40 of Chase Greer. Well, green-white checkered attempt number 1, I do believe, since it's put us past regulation. So yes, we are currently on lap 34. We're going to go past the scheduled distance of 35 here tonight with attempt number 1 at a green-white checkered finish. Leading them to this first green-white checkered overtime, it's going to be Redinger and Greer leading the field. We still have 18 of the 19 cars left running here. Looks like the lucky dog has brought everyone back to the lead lap. So 18 cars very much all within chance of getting spots to better their position for next week's race. Here we go. This is when the chaos gets turned up to 11. Drivers are going to be going for all the marbles here, getting their sonars set to kill. The outside line's working as well as the inside line at the moment. They're pushing. The 40 of Greer's got the lead at the moment. Billy Titoff's on the inside, pushing the 99 of Redinger. Oh, my bad. The 4. That's actually the 4 of Brad King pushing Redinger. Redinger goes to the lead. They're going to see the white flag in hand. The white flag is waving. We won't see another restart. This one will be official. Redinger has the lead. Gets a little bit loose there. That gives Greer the lead back. Greer's got his bumper glued to the front nose of Billy Titoff as they go side by side for the lead here. 4 cars. It looks like a freight train between the two inside and outside lane. Redinger has the lead. And they come through turn 4. Redinger's going to have the advantage with a good push from the 4. They're wrecking. They're going to tear up a bunch of cars here as only 7 or 8 of them make it through the carnage and the chaos. Your winner here in duel number 1 is Kenneth Redinger. Brad King came home 2nd. Jesse Whittington 3rd. Lauren Vincent 4th. And Chase Greer comes home 5th. So, Duel 1 in the books. Looks like they're getting things set here for Duel number 2. So it'll be a brief intermission here as things get set up. Alrighty, Duel number 2 here.
Green flag.
So I'm wondering if this is just a fun run for the most part here. This seems like Well, as the fun run goes on here, see a 5-car group including the 19 of Justin Parham leading this group here. Second in line is Matthew Fritz. Kenneth Redinger, the winner of the first duel here tonight. So yep, right now you got some bonus time broadcast coverage. With only 19 showing up here tonight, we only got the one duel for the duels. The rest of the field will be set based on their points from last year. So Anyone that didn't show up to the duels tonight, they weren't forced to make the field. They didn't have to make the duels to make the field for next week. So anyone that's not able to make the duels here, they will be slotted according to their points from last season. And we'll just keep this fun run all the way to the finish here and close out coverage after that. But I am excited to get to cover the SCSRA Dev Sports Cards Cup Series. It is it's rare. It's territory I've not treaded. I'll be learning as I go along here, and I appreciate patience and all the kind help and anything that y'all are welcoming, and very cool group to hang out with. So it's going to be a great season. My Wednesdays just got a little bit better, as I'm going to have some iRacing action to keep me occupied this winter. I guess it's not winter yet. You don't want to throw fall out the window just like that. Fall's here, but yeah, it's going to cover most of the winter here for my my streaming, and it's going to be exciting. Fun run, 7 laps left. Chase Greer at the front. These guys, then they're getting some good intel. Just good data on their cars, getting some fun laps in. It's like an extended practice session. Next week should be a great one. One thing we've seen tonight, I think, is there's going to be some depth in this field. A lot of folks coming from deep. I was impressive when we saw the charge from Jesse Whittington to come from 10th to the lead with that green-white checkers. And I'm sure we'll see more of that this year. Not just at Daytona, but some of the other tracks that they go to might have some exciting charges from those at the back. And thanks for pointing that out to Zach for Venom Racing. You've got Chase Greer, Jay Stinson, Justin Parham, Kenneth Redinger, and Matthew Fritz. It's a very stout-looking team. The official drivers for Venom Racing as listed at the moment is Jay Stinson, Justin Parham, and Matthew Fritz. You've got Royalty Motorsports with Matt Baynes and Lauren Vincent. I don't think... Okay, yep, Lauren Vincent was in the field here tonight. Revved Up Racing is that of Jorge Ledesma Jr. Neon Racing, team owner driver Devin Buccino, but I hope I'm not butchering the name, but I will go with it for now, and I'm going to get some clarification because I'm new to this and I'm still learning. But Devin Bacino it throws me a curveball because I see Butch and then I see Eno, but it doesn't sound right when you say Bacino. Ryan Gomez, Josh Hall, and Trey Spears III. That is Neon Racing. Full Throttle Motorsports is Travis Bennett. Cypress Academy is Jesse Whittington, the team owner. Vince Brent, Charles Stevens, Matt Parasini, and Garrett Walden. Cyclone Racing is Sylvain Segon. And Adrenaline Racing is that of Zach Lockett and Nathan Brzezowski. As they're coming to the white flag, it's Billy Titoff leading with Chase Greer and Ryan Gomez here. It's a fun run, but I might as well call it like it's a race to the finish here. You've got Billy Titoff leading over Greer. They're getting on the outside. Gomez and Justin Parham trying to use that outside line. Lap down. Josh Hall's a lap down there. So he's not. Oh, and they're wrecking at the lead. 40 gets a little bit airborne there. Running to the finish line here. It's going to be Jay Stinson, Kenneth Redinger. And Redinger's going to come up short of sweeping the night here. Wins the duel and finishes second in the fun run. Well, since there was only one duel here tonight, I'm assuming, and we all know what happens when you assume, that the 19 drivers here tonight are probably going to be set the field from 1st to 19th instead of the inside and outside lane. For those that didn't show up to race tonight, I don't think it wouldn't be fair to have them start 2nd, 4th, 6th, and all that. So our top 19 may very well be the 19 starting spots, and then they'll make up the rest of the spots from there of the drivers that did not make the field here for the duels tonight. So thank you folks for tuning in. I apologize that I had some technical difficulties to start the night, but we got that all squared away and we're able to cover the duel in its minus a lap or two entirety. I am along for the ride with you folks, and I'm excited. Next week, Daytona marks the start of a new season here in the SCSRA, the 11th season of competition for these drivers. I am going to have to be a scholar and learn up on this series that is 10 seasons strong so far, and give you all the best coverage I can possibly give. So thanks again, folks, for tuning in. Have a great night. Stay safe out there. And until next time, this is Jakester